hand over the mic to him. There are flower arrangements on everybody's table. They have a name on them. The name of that person gets to take the flower arrangement. Sorry guys, nothing for you. Alright, great. Here is David, and we'll welcome you.
I look around this room and I see nothing but untapped potential. Wait a minute, just a minute. That was the graduation. Toby and I want to welcome you.
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me? I had that problem. I just asked that you hold your applause until I'm finished with my speech. First of all, a shout out to my daughter and son-in-law, Alexandra and Mario. Their anniversary is tomorrow. And I want to thank them and Martin for giving me good-looking grandchildren. As you know, when you take out those pictures, show your friends, if the kids are ugly, it's just not. I ran into Anthony Westbay, one of the groomsmen, the other day. We're out in the middle of nowhere, we're both working out in Queens. You know, and I told Sylvia, I said, what are the odds of me running into one of the Will's groomsmen? So I spoke to my cousin, who's an economist, and he told me that there's an 87.8% chance of running into Will's groomsmen. We want to welcome Danielle into the family, and I promised her that whenever she's in Brooklyn, I will provide bodyguards. She doesn't have to worry. You know, I'm proud of Danielle for getting her master's degree from Columbia. I'm proud of all my kids. They've all done very well in their careers. Lorena, Martin, Andrew is going to be there, Allie, Will, of course. But you know, it wasn't always that way with Will. He wasn't always the successful person you see. I remember a time when it was open school night, it was kindergarten. I went to see this teacher, Mrs. Stella. Mrs. Stella was about 21 years old. She sat me on this little chair, and she said, Mrs. Bosch, Andrew's handwriting, William's handwriting is atrocious. I tell you, I was devastated. I went home that night and I said to myself, this kid's never going to leave the house. I'm going to have to take care of him the rest of my life. What am I going to do? So I just don't want you to think that, you know, the person you see here was that easy. As a final thought, I would like you guys, Danielle and Will, to remember this night when you're choosing the nursing home for Sylvia and myself. And just FYI, anyone of Will's friends that thinks they can beat me in arm wrestling, please see me privately later. Yeah! I don't know if everybody can hear me.
Hey, Will, can you hug him again? I didn't get that.
Speak up, Grandpa.
Dad, 1 second.
They were going to do a toast.
Maybe it would help.
Just raise your glass. Oh, wait, no, give him the glasses.
shake your ass.
Hello, everyone.
Here's a toast. I'm inebriated and I can't last. A toast to Will and Danielle. Long life and happiness.
Oh, Jeff, you're so strong.
You know I don't like it.
Can you hear me? Yes. I can hear. All right. We wanted to find just the right words of wisdom. Married life together. You understand in this computer age, you can find everything you need to know just by going to Google. So we Googled advice to the bride and the groom. We found everything so bright and funny.
For example, communicate. Communicate on how do you do it? Keep the home fires burning. Do you have a fireplace? None. The other advice was listen to one another. Listen was spelled L-E-S-S-E-N. Forget what Your life has just become we. That is really not good advice. So we shut down Google and we went out to dinner last night with our friend Dr. Jane, PhD. And this was her advice. A solid, loving relationship is based on communication. That is what you think. What you think and what you feel is communication. Being able to talk to one another about your thoughts and your feelings bring health and joy. Simple, isn't it?
Yeah, Heather.
Can everyone get Danielle? I'm scared it's really very Okay. Now try.
Hello?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Heather, Danielle's matron of honor, and I'm also Lil's favorite of Danielle's friends. Danielle and I first met when her family was moving from Danbury to Ridgefield when we were about 10 years old. They were in the process of building a beautiful home 2 minutes down the block from me, which was stressing Margie out to no end. Danielle and I took tennis lessons, did swim team, and had multiple dance recitals together growing up. I can speak for myself and probably for Danielle when I say that once middle school ended, so did our athletic ability. In high school, unfortunately for our parents, most of our extracurricular activities occurred outside the wholesome town of Ridgefield and in the big city of Danbury. On a typical Friday night, we would hit up the Danbury Fair Mall for a little shopping, where we would try our best to meet the cutest boy working the register at Abercrombie & Fitch. About 3 times a year, the best event of our lives would occur. Tuxedo Junction Teen Night. It is the best 18 and under party in all of Fairfield County. I'd like to say this is where we picked up some
She's
of our
actually,
best dance
sitting there.
moves, which many of you have been lucky enough to see.
She's sitting there.
There also was
chair.
a time in high school where someone in this room who shall remain nameless, Danielle Berardo, took Danielle to get her tongue pierced.
I know, I'm so pissed.
You know what? They wanted to have matching.
She's actually sitting here in another chair.
Margie and Jeff were absolutely thrilled. After high school, Danielle went to NYU and I went far away to Arizona State, but distance had nothing on us. We would get together over breaks to get back to that Danbury scene, now with our fake
Thanks.
IDs. Even though I was the one who had to go to court twice for underage drinking, Danielle always made me go ahead of her in line so I could be the one to get rejected and she would be spared all the embarrassment. Thanks, Danielle. Upon graduating college, I joined Danielle in New York City. She and I would hit all the happy hours and nightclubs searching for Mr. Right. The hard thing is,
Excuse
when
me.
you have a
She's
father
actually
like
sitting there.
Dr. Gorelick,
Need the chair.
I prefer to refer
Somebody's
to
using the chair.
as Danielle's hot dad. These really are big shoes to fill for the man in her life.
Totally will.
And then one day, she received a message on Facebook. The message read, "Hi Danielle, my name is Will Bush, and I'm your brother's pledge master for Lambda Chi Alpha fraternity at Lehigh University. Unfortunately, your brother Jake has not been fulfilling the necessary requirements as a Lambda pledge. In order for him to redeem himself, I've requested that you and your girlfriends come visit for a weekend. Thanks, signed Will Schloss." And thanks to Facebook, Danielle could verify with her best friend from college, Nicole, a mutual friend in common with Will, that he was, in fact, dateable. Danielle excitedly traveled to Lehigh for the first big meeting, but according to Danielle, when she got there, Will did not even have the gratitude to offer her a natty ice at the party, and was too preoccupied with winning in beer pong to even acknowledge her. It was then 2 years later, in 2009, that I started hearing good things about this Will Schloss. Danielle gushed at how sexy it was that he was from Brooklyn, New York. I mean, we didn't get to grow up being neighbors with Biggie Smalls and Jay-Z. Will's only downfall, which remains to this day, is the fact that he doesn't like cheese, which could seriously be a deal breaker for some people, so consider yourself lucky that Danielle has decided to overlook this. I remember in November of 2012, I was on the phone with my mother, and then Will beeped in. I screamed, "Mom, it's Danielle's boyfriend Will, I wonder if he's going to propose." To which my mom replied, "Oh my God, Hen, call me back as soon as you speak to him."
I love Heather.
My instinct was right, and Will trusted me with his elaborate plan to propose to Danielle. The fact he told me a month in advance was sheer torture, but I vowed to him that we were going to surprise her. Danielle is the absolute worst with surprises. For her 26th birthday, we'll spend weeks planning the perfect surprise dinner with all of her friends. This little sneak, Danielle, a week before, sees an email from me on Will's phone, opens it, and not only finds out about the party, but also spoils my gift, which was a really cool Mariano Rivera Sandvin t-shirt. So I was ready for revenge. For that month before the proposal, I messed with her. I would swear up and down that Will never said anything to me, and I would totally tell her if he did. I agreed with her that he definitely would do it on their vacation in January, and in no way before she took her nursing course. Will knew he had to go to great lengths to make sure Danielle did not find out about the proposal. For one, making sure all email correspondences were done through his work email. He also sent me, Nisha, and Nicole the most OCD of emails. This is one of the directions in Will's email, verbatim. Girls, take one of the chairs from the dining room table and take out the glasses from the very top shelf in the cabinet directly above my fridge. Underlined. Please be very careful with this step, as this stuff is glass and very high up. Don't put the glass bottles near the counter, as they could break. Thanks, Will. We've never handled glass before and had no idea to break. But proposal and Danielle was shocked and surprised. It was absolutely perfect. This is just one of the many examples as to why you were perfect for my best friend. And I'm not even just saying that because you're the only guy who will drink Pinot Grigio with me. You are two of the most genuine, caring, type A people I know. I know that Danielle can talk to you about anything, whether serious or crazy. I know when you need her, she will always be there for you. I know you will always make each other laugh, and I know you two are strong enough to handle anything together. I know that one day you will make amazing parents and grandparents. I wish you two the absolute best that life has to offer. I love you so much, and I'm so honored to be by your side tomorrow on your wedding day. And lastly, I just have one word of advice for you, Will. When Danielle gets pissed off at you, which she obviously never will, but if she does, just put that cubic zirconia back in your ear, get a quick fade, and all will be forgiven.
It's over, Heather.
That was the best speech I've ever heard in my life. I want it.
Heather.
So,
All done.
You got it?
Yeah.
So I have the rare privilege of having been friends with Will and Danielle, both separately, and now together. Will from the mean streets of Marine Park, and Danielle from our years at NYU. Danielle and I were pledge sisters in sorority, and then we lived together briefly during and then after college. But it wasn't in the meatpacking district or at a frat party that I realized what a special girl Danielle was. It was clear to me that I had a very good friend when I knew I always had someone to talk to, a shoulder to cry on, someone to be at ease. Danielle's advice was always thoughtful and caring. She cares about people in a way I've never seen before, which is apparent in her choice of profession. She takes care of each and every one of her patients as if they were her own child, and she impacts each and every one of their lives. She's very special. Now, Will and I both grew up in Marine Park, and we spent a lot of our high school years chilling together. Not to be confused with chillaxing in the chill zone, which was a designated area in Will's Wall Street apartment that we may know. In my opinion, Will was always the nice and smart Brooklyn guy. No offense to my other Brooklyn friends, and even my boyfriend who's here. But I think it still remains true. And now that we're both in finance, I can say Will's one of the nice and smart finance guys as well. Together, Will and Danielle make a perfect couple. They both complement each other's personalities and are extremely considerate and organized people. Look around, they clearly both value family and friends more than anything else. I mean, there's 31 people at their bridal party. That's not normal. Danielle is one of my very best friends. I can say without any hesitation that everyone in this room is blessed for knowing you. Beautiful person inside and out, and all of your friends and family know that they have a loyal and caring woman in their lives. Kind of fun too. Will's the only guy I know who can both handle and compliment you at the same time. I know your marriage will always be filled with happiness and love, and I'm so happy for the two of you. Love you guys.
Nice job.
Anthony, can you hand me my phone?
J-Lo.
Hi, I'm Danielle.
now for over a decade, and we've had numerous sorority formals, college events, vacations. We've experienced a lot together, ups and downs, and we both taught each other a lot. But the one thing I can say about Danielle that she's taught me is to relax. And I know it's weird to say because Danielle is a type A, but I am way more type A. She has taught me to relax, slow down, love wholeheartedly, and enjoy the moment. And that's what I can say about her. She is so warm and welcoming. She has come to family events with me. She has met work friends, and she invests in relationships and speaks to people on their level, regardless of what they do. And I just think that is a quality that many people don't possess, and I admire her. She makes people very comfortable, and I've learned that from her, and I really do admire her about that. And I think that doctors as well have instilled those values in her. And I cherish the fact that she is one of my best friends, and I think her presence is contagious. People just want to be around her because she has this presence that everyone wants to be around. She's also taught me a few other things about fashion. She's always worrying if I'm wearing enough makeup, or if I have an outfit picked out and I'm not wearing a ponytail or no makeup or en naturel, as she likes to call it. She is just this magnetic person that is just so, I don't know, she has this je ne sais quoi about her. And I'm very, very thankful she's in my life. I've taught her a few things, I think. I was there when she wrote her first rent check.
Yes, you were.
I was there when she got her first credit card.
Yep.
I told her that she had to pay back the balance every month. And then this APR that you were talking about, I told her she had to pay back or she get charged this percentage. I feel as though we're very different, but we work. We are the yin and yang. And I always tell her that me and Will have a lot in common because we're similar. We're quiet and reserved, but it works because you need someone that is your other half. Will makes spreadsheets, orders egg whites, and goes to the gym on vacation. Danielle prefers to have a Bloody Mary at the pool. They just work. I think that they complement each other in a way that you can't describe. You shouldn't be marrying someone that is exactly like you. You should be a power couple together, and you truly are. I can't think of anyone better for Danielle. You both love wholeheartedly. You both love unconditionally. We actually just spoke a few days ago about unconditional love. She told me that whoever loves you should love you unconditionally. And I think Danielle loves me unconditionally, and she loves Will wholeheartedly, the good, the bad, the ugly. You guys are truly a match made in heaven. And I honestly tell her every day, I am so jealous of their honesty. They don't hide anything. They are very honest with each other, and I tell her she will not have to worry about anything because of the way they communicate. And she pulls it out of Will because I'm more reserved. She pulls it out of him. And I truly am very envious of their relationship. I can't imagine not having Danielle in my life, and now Will. And I have a little book, sorry, it's on my phone, 2014. It's from Juno. And it's, look, in my opinion, the best thing you can do is find a person that loves you for exactly what you are. Good mood, bad mood, ugly, pretty, handsome, what have you. The right person is still going to think the sun shines out of your ass. That kind of person is the kind worth sticking with. And I think that's right. Cheers.
Do you want to try taping it, or do you want to try it? Do you want to sit here? My seat?
Yeah, but am I gonna walk?
No, I'll sit in your seat. Sit in my seat.
How do you spell it?
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today to share this day with Will and Danielle. No, really, my dad said the attendance was going to be poor today, so
I charge hourly. I charge hourly.
You know, when I first met Danielle, I didn't really know what to think about her. I never met girls from Connecticut. But she always used to buy me clothes and ice cream when she came over, so that
I was
sold me.
projecting.
But
Yeah, you were projecting.
if it wasn't for that, when we went on vacation to Aruba, you know, she was funny. I think I'll have to leave it at that. But she was right for him. You know, I can't say that about anybody else. So I want to wish them a great life together, and I'm always going to be there to watch it.
Thank you.
I like that.
Jake.
Hi everyone. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. For those of you who know me, I'm Allie. I'm Will's older sister. I'm so happy to be here tonight to celebrate these two very special people. So I met Danielle 7 years ago, and I thought to myself, she is so pretty and sweet, still is. Finally met a nice girl. It was a few years later when Danielle came with us on a family trip to Aruba, Andy just mentioned, that I realized after spending just a few days together with them, that not only was Danielle a rare and special gem, but they were truly meant for each other. I hope Will and Danielle would end up together. And I got my wish, because they're having their gorgeous wedding tomorrow. Will, you are totally my pain in the butt little brother, and I'm your really annoying big sister, but I love you so much, and I'm overjoyed that you found such a beautiful person inside and out to spend your life with. I'm so glad that you're marrying someone who is just as kind, generous, and loving as you are, because you deserve it. Although she's way prettier than you. Can't deny that. Danielle, not only is Will lucky to share his life with you, I'm so glad to be your sister. I thank you for taking such good care of my brother, and I know you will, always. I know you will. He loves you more than anything in this world, even more than his beloved Excel spreadsheets and sushi. Not too hot, and with that, I wish you, the two of you, all the love and happiness in the world. I'm sure that tomorrow's wedding will be absolutely gorgeous. I love you both. Congratulations.
Hello. Luckily, all of you will not have an issue hearing me because I'm somewhat loud. And I'm also the grand finale, so you'll be Hi. I just wanted to thank David and Sylvia for hosting such an amazing dinner. And I'm just so honored to have the opportunity to share a few words about Will and Danielle. Before I dive into that, let me give you some insight into my sister Danielle. If I were to say that Danielle and I always got along throughout our lives with no issues or drama, I would have to be lying. As a baby and young kid, Danielle was your caring sister, who, if you watch Gorilla home videos, was seen wearing a stethoscope, following me around making sure I was okay, and always saying to our parents, I can take care of Jake, I'm his big sister. Over time, this phase would sadly change. As Danielle, what all parents look forward to when raising kids, entered adolescence. She went from nice, nurturing sister to moody, too cool for her brother, older sister mode. Whether it was teasing and knowing how to exactly push my buttons, not allowing me downstairs when she had friends over, to once telling me on the way to high school that I was not allowed to breathe in the car. Regardless, I was just her annoying little brother. Then, as Danielle graduated high school and went off to college, a transition started beginning. When she would come home from college during breaks in summer, and I started to partake in the same activities she did in high school, parties, friends, over in the basement, innocent teenage activities, Danielle went from preventing me from joining her activities to attempting to rat me out to mom and dad for indulging in the same activities she had partaken in 2 years prior. This drove me crazy, as I couldn't understand why she was like this.
She's a woman.
This phase continued until one day I met the man of the hour, Will Slosh.
Yeah.
Also known as High Kappa Slosh. For those of you who do not know this, Will and I both went to Lehigh, and Will was my pledge master when I joined the fraternity. As I began the process of being guided from being a young neophyte to a young man, to a young grown man, Danielle finally began to realize I may not just be her dorky little brother, but that we actually had a lot in common, and we might actually be able to be friends one day. She started to ask questions about my fraternity, even inquired into my lady situation. I really felt like finally we were getting along. Then one day, after weeks of constantly disappointing Kappa Slosh with endless poor behavior, disobedience, and frustrated fellow pledges, Will was exploring Facebook and came across a picture of Danielle Gorelick. Immediately, his eyes lit up, and he exclaimed, "Is this your sister?" I responded, "Yeah, why?" He was like, "So she's actually related to you?" I responded, "Yes." Will said, "Okay, I have a proposition for you. If you can convince her and her friends to come and visit, I will make your life a whole lot easier." Duh. In my mind, this was a no-brainer, as I was kind of getting sick of being the star of Kappa sessions. When I spoke with Danielle about coming, she realized that her best friend Nicole was good friends with Will in high school. And so they decided that they would take a Saturday night off from clubbing in the big city and venture off to the wild streets of Bethlehem, PA to party with Dee's little brother. Danielle and her friends came and we had a blast. It was the first time we had drank together and really had quality brother-sister bonding time. All of my friends, especially Will, loved Danielle, and I began to realize how lucky I was to have a sister like her. No! That night, Danielle and Will did not fall in love and live happily ever after. But as most of you already know, that led to them becoming friends, and from there, 2 years later, eventually dating. Yeah, so your kid little brother is pretty cool after all. Not only was this a beneficial event for myself, and obviously for Danielle and Will, but it was also the turning point in me and my big sister's relationship, as I was no longer her annoying kid brother and was now her friend and peer. Danielle and Will, you guys couldn't be better for one another. Dee, you are loud, very funny, extremely outgoing, and an overall character who says whatever the hell comes to your mind. Will, you are calm, patient, and perfectly able to handle Danielle's strong personality and calm her down when she gets upset. And Will, Danielle is such a loving and caring person, and she absolutely adores you and would do anything to make you happy. I will save all of you the recant of Danielle's previous boyfriends, as let's just say there were no MVP chants coming from this man. But I just couldn't be happier overall for the two of you, and to finally have a brother. I'm not done yet. Close. Most brothers just want their sister to be happy and meet a nice guy. Lucky me, my sister is happy with a great guy, and more importantly, someone I view as a friend outside of their relationship, which is something that most brothers don't get. You two will have a long and happy marriage, And I'm just so excited to have the opportunity to be a spectator for it. I love you both so much, and Mazel Tov. Thank you.
Now let's see.